Good morning, everyone. I have already started chapter number 4 of class 12 computer science, and my topic of discussion was the chapter name was using Python libraries, and then I have started the chapter by giving you the definition of library. Library refers to a collection of modules that together cater to specific type of needs or application. Then different types of libraries I have explained, and then I was teaching you what is a module. Now I will again discuss today module, and then I will teach you how to define your own library files which will have some modules in it. Okay, so first and foremost, module again I will teach you today. What is a module? Module is a collection of some data. A module structure of a Python has doc strings, variables and constants, objects, statements, and functions. Okay. A structure of a Python module contains doc strings, variables and constants, classes, objects, statements, and functions. Now, in Python, a module is made just by saving some functions in the some functions with Python in Python format, or you can say with Python extension. So like I was using in my previous classes, Sir Raza, etc., etc. So today again I will take this topic to explain you more about how to make modules, and then we will go further how to create a this one library, okay, or packages you can say. So come to the point now. We'll start the Python programming here. Python, ideally starting. Started, but before that I will share a screen for you. My screen is shared so that you will be able to view what I am teaching you basically. Okay, now I will start the Python file, new file. So here I will define some function. Like in previous class, I have defined the function sum. I will take one of the function sum, and then I will take a comma b. And then I will write return a plus b. Now I will define function def factorial of n numbers, you can say, and then I will write f is equals to 1 for I in range 1 comma n plus 1, and then I will write f is equals to f into I, and then I will return f. Suppose you want to make a function prime, which returns 1 when the number is prime, otherwise returns 0. That is the logic for prime. You want to give some comments, you can give comment. F prime. And here I'll take a number n. And then I will write prime logic. That logic was, if it is, take the simple one. For I in range 1 comma n plus 1. And then if n mod I equals to 0, c is equals to c plus 1. Then I should write it here, if c equals to 2, return 1, else return 0. See, initially I will take 0 here. Now just to check that program is running or not, we just call that function in main. This is the main part. Hash main. So when I am passing a number, suppose 5, and if it is returning, suppose 1, that means it is prime. So logic you have to give where you are calling that also. If x equals to 1, or we can do one thing, we just write return prime. Return prime. Let's see it works. Return not prime number. Not. Let's see it works or not. Then, sorry, prime 5. I will run the program. Okay. I'll give the name as calculation. Calc. Okay, running perfectly. So I will write that print. Done. Okay. Not this prime. If c equals to 2, only two factors n mod I. C is equal to c plus 1. Okay. N mod I equals to c. And okay, I understood the logic. What is the problem? It should not be in the looping part. It should be here. I will explain you. Don't worry. Now it will run perfectly. Just now it will give not prime. And when I'll give the number as 5, then got it. Again, I will give some other numbers. So there's, I'll give third. So I'll take on input choice. Input n is equals to int. Input, enter number, and then I will pass n. And I will take different numbers now. I will explain you first what is the logic. 30 prime number. Okay. Run. Not prime. Okay. We take it. Additional loop. Prime number. Then we write it. This number is not. not a okay. Now I'll explain you the logic. So I will also check that factorial is running perfectly or not. So I will write print factorial and I'm just passing 4 to it. Or you can say passing n to it. What is the problem? N. So I will get the prime number also and I will check that number is prime or not, and also I will get the factorial of the number. So suppose I am giving 5. So 5 is prime number, first answer will come and then the next will be 120. Correct. That's the factorial. So if you want to write it here factorial, complete your wish. You can write factorial of n. You want to give equals to your wish, you can give it. Run. I'll give suppose 4, not a prime number, and then it will give 24. Factorial of 4 is equals to 4. Now look is also coming in a better format. Okay. Now I will explain you the logic. You are aware of the logic. So I will start some, no need to explain. Suppose two values are passed to it, then it will return the sum of that is a plus b. This is about the factorial. If you are taking, suppose n is equals to, you are taking suppose 4. So n is passed as 4. Obviously, f is 1. F is 1. Then loop is executing when I is equals to 1. F is equals to same logic. F when I is 1. When I equals to 1. F is equals to 1 into 1. Obviously 1. Then when I is equals to 2. F is equals to 1 into 2. When I is equals to 3, F is equals to 2 into 3 is equals to 6. When I is equals to 4, F is equals to F equals to 4 into, sorry, क्या है? 2 into 3, 6. 6. So when I is equals to 6 into 4. 6 into 4 equals to 20. So this is the logic. Number of time loop is executing and you are getting the result. Then we are using the return f so that value is returned. When a function returns a value, you will get the result. Now next point here is def prime n. We are taking n prime. So you take any number. We start with 4. Okay. N is equals to 4. Because you have taken 4 on top, so I will take 4. Then C is equals to 0. Okay, then next line. This was in next line, no problem. Then C is equals to 0. Now I will not take this. So I will just write it here. I equals to 1, 4 percentage 1 equals to 0. Yes. C is equals to 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. Then I is equals to 2. Then 4 percentage 2 equals to 0. Yes. Then C is equals to 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Then I equals to 3. Not divisible. I am leaving it. Why? Because like the 4 mod 3 equals to 0. No. So it is not calculated. Then I equals to 4. So 4 mod 4 equals to 0. Yes. C is equals to 2 plus 1 equals to 3. So that way the C value is 3. That means it has 3 factors. It is divisible by 1, then 2, then finally 4. So if C is 2, that means a prime number has only 2 factors, 1 and itself, but it is having now 3 factors. Oh, it is having 3 factors. What are 3 factors? These 3 factors, these 3 factors are 1, 2, and 4. So that is why it is not a prime number. So what we are doing here, if C equals to 2, what we are returning, it is a prime. And if it is not divisible, it is not having 2 factor, it is more than 2 factor, then it is not a prime. So suppose if you are taking the number as 5, then what happens? C is equals to 0. So 1, 5, mod 1 is equals to 0. Yes, 0 plus 1. Then 2, answer is no, not divisible. Then C is equals to 1, leave it. No. So I is equals to 3. I is equals to 3. Answer again is no. I is equals to 4. Answer is again is no, not divisible by 4. Then I is equals to, I'm not writing complete now, you have understood. So I have already taught this program in 11th also. I is equals to 5. So then 5 mod 5 equals to 0. Yes. Then C is equals to 1 plus last value of C was 1 only. So here it was not calculated at all till 4. Then after 5 mod 5, of course 0. So 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Mod means remainder. So when you divide 5 by 5, you will get remainder as 0. So 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. So 1 is, it is coming 2. So I am writing here, if C equals to 2, I am returning it is a. So why we are writing main while making a module? The reason is simple, to check the program, because previous first time the prime number was not giving perfect result. What was the reason of not giving the perfect result? Because our indentation or typing was not correct. I have written this statement here. That is why it was coming with the for loop. It should be out of the loop. Once all the calculation is done, then only it should check that C key value is 2 or not. If C is 2, then it will return it is a prime number. If C is not 2, it will return not a prime number. Hopefully, I have explained it well. You have understood. I'll go for the next. This part is clear. So, as I told you, while you are making modules, documentation is the important part. So these are the calculation part. Basically, I'm leaving this for you. Your main, so main I don't need. Once you make a module, please don't write any main. So just removing it main from here, because function is actually a module. So we are having 1, 2, 3 modules. Okay, our modules are used to write a large program into a smaller. Instead of writing all the program in main, we are writing 3 different functions. One is sum, another is factorial, and next is prime. Okay. So see here. See here. I will save it again. Save, and then I will simply close. And suppose next day again I am starting Python. So I need not to write program again, because now this program is already stored in calc.py in the current folder. So no problem, you can import it. जो आपका Python folder है, it is stored there only. So file new, I am making a new program, and here I am writing program. I am writing just to explain you to calculate to calculate student result system. I'm just writing like this, student result. This is a program I'm making. But meantime, I just using this statement in the same program. Import calc. Okay, I'm calling this function, calling this module calc, and module is a Python file. Okay. Now what I am doing here in main, this is actually now main I'm writing. It's not a function, main. And here suppose I am writing n name is equals to I input. Just to explain you how it works. Enter name of the student. Then I'm not going for the total calculation marks. Float. Enter total marks. Total marks. Input. And then obviously I will run this. You will get, the computer will ask you to enter. Now what I will do here, now I want to print in this only calc dot sum of two numbers. I can do that. 4, 5. I want to print or check the number is prime number or not. So print in this only I can give a number 7 and it will surely work. Calc dot prime and then I am writing. Then I will write here print calc dot suppose that factorial real. And then I am giving here suppose 4. Factorial I write so that it's displayed also. Factorial. Okay. Now see here where I have written the program of sum, where I have written the program of prime, where I have written the program of factorial. So you will say, okay, sir, you have not written the program in main, but actually these programs are already written in a module, and the module is saved with the file calc.py, and calc.py, that calc file or calc module you have imported here. That's why the sum is working here when you are writing calc.sum. That's why the prime is working here because you have used calc.prime. That's why factorial is working because you have used calc.factorial. Now I will run and show it to you. If no error in the program, that is in the module also, then only I will make some error in the module and then I will run it here. You will see error will come here also. Okay. So I will save it as student UD. Enter name of student. I will here Rakshita. Any name I will take. Marks 99. So this was from the main part. Remember these two statements. That is enter name of the student and input enter total marks. After that, I am entering here. Enter. So from where 9 is coming. That's the sum of two number. And from where this passage is coming. It is a prime number because of the function we have made in the module calc. Okay, in the file calc. Factorial 24. It is a prime. This all result is now coming perfectly. Now in case, just write sum. Okay. The sum of two numbers will also come. Run. We'll ask you to enter again. Any name I will enter. Any marks I will give. And again the result will come correctly. Now, if your module is having some error, then that error is reflected back here also, of course. So I will open that calc program. See here. And then I have written here, suppose X. Or here I have written Y. Purposely. Run. Module. I'm not running it because it will obviously show here error also. Save. And then I'm running here. Enter student name, that's the main part. Till here, okay. But as I will press enter, those two functions which are having error is reflected back here also. See here. Y is not defined, and then actually after calling the prime, the next part is there. Because why it is not showing the error of X? Very simple. Because your Python is not using compiler, rather it is using interpreter. Once it is stopped here, it will not go for the next module. Point is clear, I think. Okay. Again, I will go and correct the program. So I will write it F. And then I will write it as C. F. Then I will write it as save. Now come here and run. So that's why I was telling you, when you write your program, so always write main. Even you are making a module, please write main. Run. Run module. And I'm giving the name as Zaid this time. It's coming perfectly. So hopefully the point is clear. You should not make many mistake in the module. And once the module is created, you can import it. Okay. Now we are going for the advanced concepts. Okay. So remember all these steps, how I'm doing and how I'm writing program. I'm writing a small program, but you can write any other programs. Now we'll come to the next point. The structure of module is completed. And this part is also completed. Improving modules, nothing. अब एक definition यहाँ लिख लो. Then I will teach you afterwards. In next class, I will teach you how to make libraries and how where to save these files. But before that, you write this point: importing modules in a Python program. In Python, if you want to use the definitions in Python, if you want to use the definitions inside a module, then you need to first import the module in your program. Like I have imported the module, import calc. I repeat, in Python, if you want to use the definitions inside a module, like main itself is, you can say main module. Then you need to first import the module in your program. Python provides import statement to import modules in a program. The import statement can be used in two forms. Number one, Number one, to import entire module and number two, to import selected module objects. To import selected objects from a module, right? This way. To import selected objects from a module. Now you write importing entire module. This I am calling in all modules, importing all modules. The import statement can be used to import entire module. It can be used as follows. And just write this example. Import calc. It will import all the modules of calc. It will call all the functions of module calc. ऐसे लिखो. Next one is your importing. In next class again I will teach you more, explain more about it. Importing selected objects from a module. So here I am writing for selected objects. पहले लिख लो. Importing selected objects from a module. The first one is importing entire module, means all objects of modules are called here. All the functions of modules are used here. Using import calc. कौन-कौन से objects है, कौन-कौन से functions है? The functions are sum, prime, factorial. All are used. But now I am calling selected. Importing selected objects from a module. If we want to import some selected items from a module, then we can use the following format. From module, that is from calc, import sum. Okay. Now what happens here? When I will run this program, just a minute. I will stop this. Now I will run this program. Just see the effect. Okay. Name of the student, which way? Any marks? Calc is not defined. Wait. From math import. From calc. Okay. Import module. Import from calc. Import object. Object name is sir. From math. Importing module to access. The name of the module is put inside constant. The problem. Okay. So I'm not having much time. I will just explain this part in my next class. Calc. Okay. Calc.sum. I will repeat again. Yes. K kills not different. Cal import from to import multiple objects. No, I just want to use only some. No, it will show you. Just a minute. So I will keep my class here only till here. Don't take this example. I will teach you in the next class because this is showing some error. So in next class, I will correct that error and I will also teach you more about how to call the selected modules. Okay. So take care of yourself. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day. Bye.